Hey guys, welcome back to Shaki's Corner. It's Shakira over here with another video. Those that are seeing me for the first time, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment. And my returning subscribers, thank you so much for always passing by. At this point, I think we are besties. Anyways, so it's come to my knowledge that lots of us do not know how to start conversations. We start something and the conversations go dry, be it on dating apps, be it in person. We do not know what to say, when to say what, and I am here today to help you out with that. So, like the video suggests, I'm going to be giving you some conversation starters. Yes, you heard me right. Conversation starters. Some of the things that you're going to use to start up a conversation or to keep a conversation flowing, be it in real life, be it in a dating app, or anywhere. It could be through text, through physical, like meeting on or like one-on-one. Regardless, these are conversation starters and they run across. Conversation starters are more of curiosity or more of questions, things like that. It's more of you want to know more about the other person, about their opinion. So let's get into it. Number one, I would always encourage you to ask somebody about themselves. People love talking about themselves. If you ask somebody about themselves, then best believe they are going to willingly tell you some sort of information about themselves. They could tell you, "Oh, I'm Shakira. I'm probably their age, if they don't mind." Like they'll give you some small information about themselves. And obviously, if somebody tells you about themselves, even if they do not ask you, you have to also do the same. Talk about yourself. Somebody has told you I'm so and so. Then you'll be like, oh, by the way, I'm so and so, and this. That is it. And that already has given you like an open like door for you to proceed with this conversation. Number two, ask about the things that they always want to do. Like you know it could be some sort of like childish or playful question. It could be something like, okay, if you had like 3 days to do something that you'd want to do or you've always loved to do, what would it be? Those kind of playful questions. And trust me, this person will be like, okay, this person is really interested in me and my personal life, and they will give you an answer. Talk about food, drinks, snacks, things like that. This is going to give you an understanding of what they love so that it will enable you to use this information. Let's say if this relationship proceeds and maybe for future dates or future whatever, you could use this information to your advantage. You don't have to literally go back and ask somebody, oh, so you said, what was your favorite food again? What was your favorite drink? Maybe you want to surprise this person and this person has told you their favorite food and drinks. So it's important to note down, like, okay, so and so loves this, loves that, loves that. So that once in a while you could do some gesture, and do this thing for them when they least expect it. Trust me, when somebody tells you something and you keep it in mind, and then later on you come out with this thing that they told you, they will be really surprised because most times they will expect you to have forgotten about this a long time ago. So yeah, it's a very very good thing. Like ask about the food, and probably you could find that maybe you have something that you both love, maybe some specific dish that you both love, or maybe a restaurant. You could also ask questions like, okay, what is your favorite restaurant in town? That is if you're talking one-on-one, or you're from the same city or same town. Like, what is your favorite restaurant in town? Maybe it could be one restaurant that you both like and you have something that you have in common here. Ask about their love language. Yes, like what is your love language? It could be maybe somebody loves physical touch, words of affirmation, gifts, things like that. Just ask about like what is your love language. And like I said, when somebody gives you an answer to the question that you have asked them, it's just polite that you answer the same question for yourself, even if they have not asked you. So if you ask somebody, okay, what is your love language, and somebody replies maybe with physical touch, things like that, give your own opinion on that and be like, okay, I love words of affirmation, that is my love language. So very simple as that. You at this point you're literally saying that this conversation is going to flow. And the thing that I want us to understand is that once you have formed a connection from these conversation starters, you're going to reach an extent where you literally don't have to even talk. You can just look at each other because absolutely, like, everything about yourselves, and you will be in this kind of silence where it's not an awkward silence, it's just, natural, because you have asked everything, you just part of each other's lives at this point. Ask about somebody's hobbies. Yeah, could be some hobbies that you're also into. So, yeah, simple things. There's nothing like complicated, or there is nothing technical when it comes to conversation starters. It's just simple curiosity questions. That is it. You don't have to literally go and read a whole book about how you have to manage a conversation, how to say it through the end. Mm-mm. And this video applies to both the men and the women. So either way, you can ask these questions. Be if you're a man or you're a woman, you want to ask your boyfriend or your girlfriend. These questions work both ways. Ask things like, "What is an ideal date like for you?" And they will describe it for you. Be like, okay, maybe dinner, maybe a walk. Understand this so that if maybe one time you progress or this relationship progresses from this level that you're at, you know that okay, this person is into this kind of thing. So in case you want to prepare like a date for them, you'd be like, oh, can we go on a walk? Things like that. Ask about their pet peeves, like things they do not like. Simple as that. Like, what are your pet peeves? What are your deal breakers in a relationship? Simple things like that. Nothing technical. Okay. Ask things like, what do you do for work? And this person will tell you, maybe I am a lawyer, I'm an engineer, I'm whatsoever. And then ask them, is this your dream job, or do you have a dream job? You know, just try and understand them on a personal level. Something that I want us to understand is that not everybody is going to be compatible with you. What do I mean? There are some people that are just naturally boring when it comes to conversations. If you're bringing in all these kind of questions and somebody's just so blunt with their replies, one word kind of reply, this gives you something. This gives you an understanding of this person and be like, probably this person is not for me. And it's not a bad thing. Not everybody is going to be compatible with you. There's some people that cannot return the energy that you have, They cannot just return that energy. Probably they will be comfortable with somebody else, not you, which is actually okay. Ask about movies. What is your favorite movie? Talk about that movie. Like if you've never watched the movie before, maybe be like, oh, I'm gonna look at it. Go back, watch the movie, come back and form a basis of conversation from that movie. Be like, oh my goodness, I finally watched the movie, and you were not lying about this and that. Number one, when I was stating and I was saying that ask people about themselves, it could be questions about where did you go to school, and somebody will be like, okay, I went to school probably in Uganda. Here, which schools do we have? Oh, somebody will be like, "Oh, I went to school at St. Mary's Chitende. That is one of the schools here in Uganda." And you'll be like, "Oh, really? I had a thing or two about Chitende. Is that true?" But again, don't go ahead saying, "Oh, you know what? I heard that people from Chitende are maybe thieves." I'm not saying they are. I'm just saying. I heard that people of Chitende are like this and that. Some demeaning things about those people. No, 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 don't do that. Just ask things like you're curious. Oh, I had people of Chitende, like I had Chitende is like this or like that. Is that true? But don't generalize and be like, oh, I had students from Chitende are like this. In most especially when it's a bad thing. Like for example, when you're asking about maybe where they come from, when you're like talking to them, getting to know them, like when I said asking them about themselves, and you ask about where do you come from, and somebody is like, oh, I come from Mbale, for example, and then you can be curious and be like, oh, Mbale. That is in Uganda, actually, Eastern Uganda. You'd be like, oh, Mbale, okay. Wow, I heard that in Mbale you have this circumcision practice. Is that true? Like, how does it go about? Now you've found something to continue the conversation with. Now this person, obviously, if this person has the same energy as you, is going to go ahead and be like, oh, by the way, it's like this, it's like that, it's like that. If you meet somebody online, somebody tells you, okay, I'm from Poland, like my boyfriend. Oh, how is Poland like? Like, how is life in Poland? How is it like living in Poland or any other country? And if you've met a lady from Africa and she says, okay, I'm from Uganda, like me, I'm from Uganda, what should you say? If you do not have something at the moment, go to Google and find a few things about Uganda and pick one thing that you maybe want to know more about. Simple as that. So, like I said, there's nothing technical when it comes to having conversations or starting up conversations. It's us that just make the whole thing complicated because we think we have to package ourselves in some sort of way to impress. No, 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 no. You can literally just have simple, simple questions. What you have to know is conversation starters are just literally curiosity things. Things that you're just curious about. You want to know. That is it. And simple as that. So if this video helped you, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe, like, share, comment, and hit that notification bell so that you're notified every single time that I post a video. Thank you so much for watching this video to the end. I love you all and I will see you in the next video. Bye.